Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
It's really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is Weather Weekly, episode 210. Good to be with you here as we start off this first full week of 2025. Happy New Year to you here. Hopefully you hunkered down here. This is going to be kind of, there's a lot of stuff I want to do in this podcast, but obviously considering the events that took place at the end of the weekend and then here to start off this week, we're going to just be kind of brief with this because we've had a lot going on in terms of social media and all that, just trying to get the messages out. So hopefully things will quiet down a little bit next week. And so we'll do a recap of December weather-wise, and we'll also do a recap of the entire 2024 year in review. Okay, so hang with me. I know I'm a little behind schedule with the podcast. I was late getting a special one done for this winter storm, and I apologize for that. But hopefully getting caught up now a little bit. And so we'll do the traditional week ahead here forecast for the rest of the week. We'll talk about that coming up next here.
Looking for ways to save on your energy bills? AES Indiana has you covered. From smart thermostats to home energy assessments, we offer simple solutions to keep your home comfortable and your costs down. AES can help you save money and energy with kits, tips, rebates, and more. Visit aesindiana.com/ways to save to learn more about how we can help you save money. AES Indiana, helping you discover real ways to save.
Gain specialized knowledge at the crossroads of real estate, sustainability, built environments, and infrastructure with Georgetown's one-year Masters in Global Real Assets. Learn to make investment decisions across the built environment, from traditional real estate to infrastructure and sustainability. Plus, you'll get firsthand experience underwriting live deals in hands-on real estate clinics. And with personalized career coaching, as well as access to a robust network of business school alumni and industry leaders, you'll be equipped for success. It's time to tap into the rapidly expanding career opportunities in global real assets, including real estate, infrastructure, private equity, and energy resources. Earn a master's in global real assets from Georgetown to gain in-demand skills and stand out in the real estate industry. Explore the program at msb.georgetown.edu/GRA-podcast.
All right, it is the week ahead for January 6th. Obviously not going to spend a lot of time on the winter storm. We're recording this in the beginnings of the storm, okay? So, again, going to be digging out here. Here's the problem. I don't, and you'll see with this forecast, we really don't see any avenue in the near future where this snow is going to significantly melt. Now, sun angle will help a little bit, but we are going to turn significantly colder over the next several days, okay? So we're going to have, let's just start with our Monday, the 6th here. Snow is going to continue, I think, on and off through the remainder of the day. We could get another inch or so of snowfall for your Monday. I think another problem is you're going to have some pretty gusty winds. Gusts could be as high as 30 miles per hour. So that's going to be pretty close to, it's just shy of blizzard type numbers where you meet that criteria. So blowing and drifting is going to be a problem. And then the falling snow too. And I don't think that really winds down until mid-afternoon. Okay. So please be aware of that. It's going to be very difficult travel across much of the state. There might be a little bit of ice down south very early in the morning on Monday. But by and large, we're going to be on the back end of this wound up low on Monday. And so that means we're on the cold side of things. And so that is going to be more of a kind of more fine powdery snow as opposed to what we really kind of started the event off with on Sunday, which was more of a sopping wet snow. Okay. So highs into the mid-20s for your Monday. And again, pretty gusty winds as well. I think we'll start to calm things down Monday night, both with the precipitation, most importantly, but also the winds. So it's going to be cold, but hopefully the plows can really get a lot of work done Monday night. It'll be the first opportunity to really have some quiet conditions. I've got overnight lows into the low and mid-teens for Monday night. All right, heading into Tuesday, the 7th. Partly cloudy, but cold. We'll have highs into the upper 20s and lower 30s. Tuesday night, then partly cloudy with lows around the upper single digits and lower teens. I do think you have a little front that's going to come through during Tuesday night. I don't think there's any moisture with it, and so that's going to bring another shot of Arctic air coming our way. So midweek is going to be really cold. Wednesday, the 8th, mostly sunny. It should be bright. And so this goes to what I mentioned before the break, that while we're going to be really cold, that's not going to help to promote significant snow melt. Even with it being below freezing, sunshine will at least help a little bit to melt some of that snow. Okay? It does help. But yeah, it's going to be cold. Wednesday, sunny, highs into the low 20s. May even see some upper teens. And an overnight low near zero, I think. Okay. Same thing on Thursday, sunny, highs in the low 20s, overnight lows. Hopefully Thursday night will be a little better into the upper single digits and low teens. Friday is going to be the next opportunity for snowfall. This is actually going to be another southern system, which is going to have a lot of moisture, and there are some differences in the models on the impact. One has it being a tremendous impact. The other, not as much. Again, as we're recording this here at the beginning of the week, it is a long way out. So it's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. All right. So just an early heads up about Friday, because this will have a lot more moisture with it. We're likely going to be on the cold end of things. I don't want to say it's similar to what we're having for the weekend, but it's the same type of storm. There's really two types of winter storms. There are clippers, and then what I learned at Ball State when they were teaching our meteorology class, they're called panhandle hooks, and they originate from the panhandle of Texas. And those southern systems are more of the bigger snowstorm events for us, or can be. They have that potential. Not always. It always depends on track, right? But that's where you're going to get a lot more moisture. Because those types of storms really feed in with Gulf moisture. It's what we have now going, this early January storm that we have dealt with here for the 5th and 6th. And that's potentially what we'll have to deal with on Friday. Okay. Potentially. It's still a long way off from what I'm looking at. So make sure you're checking back. I'll try to be better about updating the podcast, certainly on social media as well as we get closer to the event. Okay. Then as we go into the weekend, looks pretty cold. I guess I didn't mention Friday's temperatures. Friday's temperatures in the mid-20s, overnight lows into the teens, upper teens. And then I do think we'll kind of dry out for Saturday. There's some hints that there'll be some backside light snow potentially. So we'll throw that in the mention. But I think we're still going to remain pretty cold. Highs in the upper 20s Saturday and lows probably into the mid-teens. Sunday, then, I think we're even going to be colder with highs into the upper teens and low 20s, and overnight lows will probably be flirting with the upper single digits. Okay, so pretty active. There are signs that going even into the middle of the month that we could continue with some of these southern storms as opposed to these clippers. The clippers usually don't bring us a lot of snow. The southern storms are the ones that can give you a pretty good thump. So we'll see. I mean, you get kind of in the land of voodoo when you start going too far out there. But I mean, the trend is it seems like there's one storm after another that continues to form. So we'll see if those come to fruition and if they even hit us. Sometimes they'll miss us completely to the south. So a lot that we have to watch for here. A lot that we have to watch for over the coming days here. All right. But that's kind of just the quick nuts and bolts of what we're looking at. Again, a lot of the week, the story is just going to be cold, let's keep an eye out for Friday into Saturday for a potential snowmaker again. All right. We're going to wrap things up. That's coming up next on Weather Week.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest 100% organic cotton bedding from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with airy blankets, cloud-like duvets, and breathable sheets. You'll experience pure comfort on night one and feel your bedding get softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com with code WONDERY15. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
All right, wrapping things up briefly here. Usually we do some stats. Obviously, with me recording this in the midst of a winter storm, I'm not going to throw numbers out in terms of how much snow we've picked up because it's not done yet. But I did want to mention a couple of things since I didn't say it at the beginning and where we usually stand. The average snowfall in January for Indianapolis, and it is on average, the snowiest month that we see during the year, around 8.8 inches. That's the monthly climate averages for Indianapolis. And those climate averages are between the years of 1991 and 2020. That's where they get the averages from, okay? The second snowiest is December, followed by February. December, 6.4, and then February, 6.0. We obviously did not receive that much for the month of December. I did want to take a look back, however, for the month of January. I just want to go back a few years because obviously we're going to get a pretty big snow here out of this first system and then potentially some more snow on the way leading into next weekend. Just the last few years, 2024, 4.1 inches of snow in January. Now, these are all January snow numbers, okay? 2023, 4.1, that was below average. 2022, 1.2, that was well below average. 2021, 7.9, that was slightly below average. 2020, 0.3, that was significantly below average. The last time we went above average for snowfall for the month of January was 2019. We had 11.7 inches of snowfall. And then you have to go back again to 2014. And that was, remember, the snowiest, I believe that was the snowiest winter on record, or one of the snowiest winters that Indiana has had, central Indianapolis specifically. 26.9 inches of snowfall. 26.9 inches of snowfall for the month of January back in 2014. That, I believe, it's not the snowiest. It is the second snowiest. Snowiest was, 1978, 30.6. Blizzard of 1978. So, yeah. But I mean, you get us into double digits here. We haven't had double-digit snowfall for the month of January since, what did I just say? We had 11 inches. Got to go back again. Double digits, 2019 was the last time that we had double digits. And that's also the last time we were above average. So it's been several years. We've gone on some long stretches here. So we'll see. We will see. Last year, by the way, our total snowfall, 12.3 inches of snowfall. There will be areas this week alone that could go over that number. So pretty impressive pattern that we're entering in here too. Okay. All right. That's going to do it here for this week's podcast. Again, my apologies for those of you that were hoping for an earlier snow talk. If Friday's system does look like it's going to be another high-impact event, which, again, it remains to be seen, I promise I will try to do better to get a podcast out earlier for those of you that love the podcast stuff, okay? But as always, I greatly appreciate all of you that follow along, whether it be podcast, social media, TV. I try to go about every avenue I possibly can. Outside of me standing on my roof with a bullhorn, and I'd do it if I could. But I appreciate all you guys following along. I know there's a lot of options out there, especially when it comes to these big events. A lot of information that you can just grab onto, and probably looks a little fancier or sounds a little fancier than what I do. And I appreciate those of you that follow along and trust my judgment and my forecasting. It means a lot. Okay. You can follow along here all this week. Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook and at Marcus Bailey on X and Instagram. I've been trying to get more into the TikTok thing. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I've been trying to do that a little bit more. Of course, you can shoot me an email anytime, marcus.bailey@wishtv.com. You can get our forecast 24 hours a day, wishtv.com/weather, and of course, our free Storm Track 8 weather app. And of course, getting my forecast Monday through Friday on the TV side on Channel 8, Wish TV, locally in central Indiana from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Hope to see you there. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all parts of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon. Stay safe, and God bless you.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.